What's up, guys? This is going to be the full card breakdown for Dana White's Contender Series, week number 4. It's coming up later today, 8 o'clock start time for the prelims. I didn't do one of these last week just because there was no bets. For any of the events that I don't do, sometimes Bellators I'll skip just because I don't see any lines that I'm interested in. There is a parlay that I like on this card, but even still, as we've seen in previous weeks and previous seasons, anything can happen on the Contender Series. So, I'm not mad at anybody taking a shot on some of these dogs. I think there will be a couple that'll come through, but I'll get straight into it. First fight of the night, we got Colin, Huckabee, and Kyron, Bowen. So Huckabee's more of a grappler. He's going to look to take his opponent to the mat or hold him up against the cage and grind out a win that way. Kyron Bowen's more of a striker. He's going to look for the knockout. I watched interviews from both of these guys. Huckbody's comfortable with using the grappling, and he thinks he has an advantage in the fight. And Kyron Bowen just going to look for the knockout, right? They're both aware of each other's styles, but I do think that Huckabee has a better chance with the grappling than Kyron with the knockout. I don't write off Kyron, but definitely more comfortable picking Huckabee here. I'm going to say Colin Huckabee by decision. Then we got Anthony Romero and Mike Breeden. A little bit harder to get a read on this fight. I watched a couple fights from each of these guys. I do like Romero. He looks pretty good. There is a couple spots in fights that, have me a bit iffy on putting him in a parlay or recommending him, but I do like him to win. I think he can probably pull it off here. This could be a little bit of a closer fight. Anthony Romero's out of Canada. He trains with some good guys up there, so I'm going to go with Romero. I'll say another decision. Then we got Jeffrey Molina and Jacob Silva. So Jeffrey Molina, he's a young fighter. I think he's 22 or 23 years old, training with a lot of tough guys, getting a lot of guidance from guys like James Krause, and some good training partners over there. He's been working with Grant Dawson for this fight. So he's going to look to grapple. And Jacob Silva, again, it's kind of a grappler versus striker type of fight here. Actually, Silva, in some of his fights, I saw him, get some takedowns and things like that. So I would lean towards Molina as far as the grappling goes. But Silva's there to fight. I did see a lot of heart out of him, but at the same time, I saw him get taken down by an opponent that was, I believe he was 4-10 early on in the fight. So that's definitely a red flag. I like Molina in the fight. I watched a couple interviews from these guys as well. Molina's really confident. He feels like he can beat Silva anywhere. So that combined with what I saw on tape, I'm going to go with Jeffrey Molina here. I'm going to say he gets it done by TKO in the second round. Then we got Raphael, Alves, and Alejandro Flores. So this one's interesting. I did go back and forth a little bit on this. Initially, before I watched tape, I was going to go with Flores, or I thought I was. I have seen a couple of fights from these guys. I've seen Flores more so just because I do follow Combate. When they have events or when they come back, I'll be covering those as well. And I have bet on him before as well. So, he is somebody I'm familiar with. Raphael Alves, though, watching tape, it looks like he goes for the kill. Some decent striking. He is on a win streak now. I believe it's, 4 or 5 wins. Now, so he's on a 4-fight win streak. Some decent competition in there as well. So this could be a close fight. Pick 'em odds. I do think it's accurate, so I'm not interested in a bet here. But if you did take Raphael Alves at dog money, I don't think that was a bad bet. It is a toss-up for me. I'm going to go with Alves, though. I think he might be able to catch him. Flores is a tough guy. He is going to be longer. He has some advantages that he could use, but like I said, I'm going to go with Alves there. Then we got the main event, Jovan Patty and Jamie Pickett. So Jamie Pickett's been on the Contender Series a couple of times now. To be honest, I'm not really impressed with what I see. I mean, even if he does get the contract, I don't think he's going to fare very well in the UFC. Not great on the feet, and not great on the ground either. He is a bit explosive. He can pack a bit of power in his punches, but in my opinion, like I said, not UFC material. Not really sure why they keep bringing him back. But Jovan Patty, you might be able to get it done against him. I mean, he can be taken down. Not great with the grappling. So if, Jamie Pickett comes in and looks to grapple here, he might be able to pick up a decision. I could even see Patty catching him with a shot, though. Patty seems confident. He likes the matchup. His camp likes the matchup. Most fighters will say that, but I mean, Jamie Pickett, like I said, not really impressed by what I've seen from him. This is another coin flip for me. I think that Jamie Pickett's in better shape, and he could use the grappling, so slight lean towards him, but the value would be on Paddy. The line's not off enough that I would take a shot, though, so I'm just going to stay away from this fight. I'm going to go with Paddy by knockout. Could be a good card, middle of the week fights to hold us over until the weekend. Some parlay options, even if you want to take one of these fighters and pair them up with one of the fighters from Saturday's card, right? So let me know who you guys have. So the parlay is going to be Jeffrey Molina and Colin Huckabee. So that's what I decided to go with there. I could also see Romero picking up a win, but those are the two that I decided to go with. So that's going to be the parlay for this week. I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.